LCC group leaders and members. Be sure to join us on Thursday, April 6th at 6:30 p.m. for a night of worship and prayer. This will be an opportunity for you as a group to pray over and submit your faith step cards.
Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Connectors. Let me first begin by thanking you. And here's what I want to thank you for. I want to thank you for being such a team player. For me as a pastor, there are many times that I have to cast the vision of something new that we're doing. So here's the ideal. The ideal would be that the first time I cast that vision, everyone understands it, they embrace it, they implement it in their lives. I mean, that's the ideal, and that happens. But most often when we're casting vision for something new, it's a process because it is something new. You have to think about it and understand it. And I want to thank you for going along the process with us. I have so appreciated the fact that you have been willing to submit your questions and to wrestle with the truths of what we're sharing on Sunday and through these groups. And I know for some of you it was difficult. Others, you didn't fully understand something or maybe didn't even fully agree, but you've wrestled through, and what we're receiving is a ton of positive feedback as you're starting to get a better understanding of the complete picture. And I want to thank you for going along that process with us. It honored me that you were willing to submit your questions, that you were willing to have discussions as a group. I want you to hear this. It doesn't threaten me. It doesn't offend me in any way. I'm glad that you were taking the time to fully understand it. That way you could fully get behind it. And obviously, that's what I'm asking you to do. We've taken time to explain everything from our perspective, and we've been open and transparent. We believe that this is going to be healthy for the discipleship of our church. And so I want to ask you to get fully behind it. So let me just do a quick recap of this past Sunday, and then you guys can discuss. This past Sunday, we looked at the final topic of serving, and we just looked at the specific word of serve. And what we really focused on is the idea that it's really three parts. The first part is it's a heart thing. Serving is not simply doing a responsibility, it's having a heart of service. And this is what Jesus said. He came not to be served, but to serve and to offer his life as a ransom for many. Jesus had a heart of service, which allowed him to then serve. Because here's the truth. I don't want you to serve if you're going to be bitter about it, because you'll miss the entire value of what it means. So it begins as a heart thing. But then secondary, it is a responsibility. It is your responsibility as a part of the body of Christ to serve. And you cannot allow that to be too light of a weight on you. You need to understand the body is depending upon you doing your part. So it's a responsibility. But lastly, it's a privilege. To be able to love and serve the children of God is an incredible privilege. And it's one that I know that we celebrate, one that we embrace, but we can never lose sight of it, that we should not be doing so begrudgingly, but we should do so with a cheerful heart. God has given us the privilege to invest in his children and to disciple people. When we have the right heart, we embrace our responsibility and we see it as a privilege, then we will serve in a powerful and effective way. So some of the questions that I know you'll have is, what happens if you can't serve in this season? Here's what I want you to hear my heart on this. We are confident we can find a position for you to serve, whatever it might be. But understand this, if this is a season where you physically cannot serve, maybe it's a season of sickness or just simply your age, I still want to talk with you. And if we can't find something, that means this is a season where we need to serve you, and we're okay with that. I never want anyone to hear legalism, that we're going to check how many hours you give. That's not our heart at all. We want you to serve for your sake and for the sake of the body. And so we will work together. And when someone can't, there's grace there, there's understanding, there's no problem at all. But let's have a conversation about it. Everyone, again, I say this often, and I never want to say it so much that it loses its meaning, but I want you to hear it from me with the full weight of my heart. I love you. I am so proud of you. And the best is yet to come, because I believe as we enter into covenant relationship, that powerful things are going to happen. Now, lastly, let me focus on the final thing. This Thursday is going to be one of the most powerful nights in the history of our church, if not the most powerful. And I'm not just saying that to build it up. Trust me on this. If you come, this will be a life-changing experience. This past week, as we were discussing and planning it, I was getting chills consistently as we were talking about it. And even now, I have chills just thinking about what this night is going to represent. We have over 50 people that are going to be baptized. It's going to be a powerful night. There's a bunch of things in there I don't want to tell you because I don't want to ruin it. but it's going to be a night of worship, of prayer, of celebration, and we'll be able to look back in our history, and once we pass this moment, and say, that was the night something changed and we went to the next level. So I'm asking you to make it a priority. At all costs, I want every single one of you to be there, and we're going to celebrate together. Love you guys, and I can't wait to see you soon.